She stopped at the gas station because she needed coffee. That was the whole plan. 2 minutes, in and out, back on the road. But when she walked past the dumpster on the side of the building, something inside it moved. She stopped. She looked. A pair of green eyes looked back at her from the dark, steady and unblinking, like they had been waiting for exactly this moment. She was back on the road 11 minutes later. The cat was in her passenger seat. She had not planned any of this. He had. His name, she decided somewhere around mile 40, was Fig. A brown tabby with black stripes, green eyes the color of shallow water, and an expression that suggested he had already assessed the situation and found it satisfactory. He was thin but not desperate, alert but not anxious. He sat in the passenger seat with his paws folded under his chest and watched the road ahead with the calm of someone who had been waiting for a ride for a while and was simply glad the wait was over. She kept glancing at him. He did not glance back. He had already moved on to thinking about other things. She was not a cat person. She had said this many times over the years, at dinner parties, in casual conversation, whenever the subject came up. She had nothing against cats. She just wasn't one. She had a one-bedroom apartment, a full-time job in graphic design, a very specific morning routine, and no room in any of it for an animal she had found in a gas station dumpster at 7:14 on a Thursday morning. Her name was Jess. She was 33 years old, organized to a fault, and had a rule about spontaneous decisions. The rule was don't. She had kept this rule without exception for the better part of a decade. She broke it completely on a Thursday in October when a tabby cat looked at her from inside a dumpster, and she decided in approximately 11 seconds that he was coming with her. She did not examine this decision too closely. Some decisions examine themselves later. The first night, Fig explored the apartment with the thoroughness of a building inspector and the confidence of someone who already owned the place. He opened 3 cabinet doors, he knocked a plant off the windowsill, caught it with one paw before it hit the floor, and then knocked it off again deliberately. He discovered that Jess's laptop made a warm surface and claimed it at 11:47 p.m. while she was still using it. She moved him. He came back. She moved him again. He looked at her for a long moment, sat down directly on her keyboard, and typed 11 consecutive letter Z's into her open document. She stared at the screen. He stared at her. She decided to finish work in the morning. By the end of day 3, Fig had claimed the following: the left side of the couch, the sunny spot on the kitchen table between 9 and 11 a.m., the bathroom counter, the top of the refrigerator, Jess's pillow, and Jess's entire morning routine. The routine, which had previously taken 35 minutes and involved coffee, silence, and no interruptions, now involved Fig sitting on the bathroom counter watching her with critical green eyes, Fig stealing the warm spot she left in the bed the moment she got up, and Fig appearing at her feet exactly when the coffee was ready, as though he had memorized the sound of the machine and written it into his own personal schedule weeks ago. She told her friend about it on the phone that Friday. "He just took over," she said. Her friend asked if she wanted help finding him a new home. Jess looked at Fig, who was lying upside down on the kitchen table with his paws in the air and one green eye open, watching her from that position with full dignity intact. "No," she said. "I think this is just what's happening now." "I see you're still watching but haven't subscribed yet. That honestly makes me a little sad. Hit subscribe. You'll want to see what Fig does next." Here is the thing about tabby cats that people consistently underestimate. They are not decorative. They are not background animals that sit quietly in a corner and look pleasant. A tabby cat with green eyes and an opinion about everything is a full personality living in your home, and that personality will have thoughts about how you run things. Fig had many thoughts. He communicated them clearly and without apology. He had thoughts about the blanket on the couch, which was his. He had thoughts about the specific chair at the kitchen table where Jess ate breakfast, which was also his. He had thoughts about the hour between 6 and 7 p.m., which was apparently designated for sitting on Jess's chest while she tried to watch television, a development she had initially resisted and now simply scheduled around. He had thoughts about visitors, whom he assessed from the top of the refrigerator with the detached professionalism of someone who had seen everything and remained unimpressed by most of it. But there were other things too. Quieter things that Jess hadn't expected and didn't know how to explain to people who asked how the cat was working out. The way he appeared at her bedroom door every morning at exactly 6:50, 10 minutes before her alarm, and sat outside it making a sound that was less a meow and more a polite but firm notice that the day had started and she was already behind. The way he moved to the arm of the couch and pressed himself against her side on hard days, without being called, without any visible cue, as though he had detected something in the air that she hadn't said out loud and decided his presence was the appropriate response. The way he slept curled against the back of her knees every single night, a small warm weight that she had started sleeping around the way you sleep around something that simply belongs there now. Four months after the gas station, Jess got sick. A bad flu, 5 days in bed, the kind where the ceiling becomes very familiar territory. Fig did not leave the bed for those 5 days, not to eat on his usual schedule, not to patrol the apartment on his usual routes. He slept next to her, moved when she moved, and on the third night, when she woke at 3:33 a.m. feeling genuinely terrible, he was sitting upright next to her pillow, looking at her face with an expression she could only describe as quietly and specifically concerned. She told him she was fine. He did not look convinced. He lay back down, pressed against her shoulder, and stayed there until morning without moving. She still calls herself not a cat person sometimes. It is an old habit, and it no longer means what it used to. Fig is asleep on her left arm as she says it, making it difficult to type, and she does not move him. She stopped moving him months ago. She just works around him now, the way you work around something that has become part of the shape of your days without you ever making a formal decision about it. He was in a gas station dumpster at 7:14 on a Thursday morning with green eyes and a plan, and she was 11 seconds from walking past him when she didn't. Some animals don't wait to be rescued. Some of them just wait for the right person to stop and look back. Did your cat choose you, or did you choose them? Tell me in the comments.